this question reads, if x is greater than 1 and y is greater than 1, is x greater than y? Okay, so this is a yes-no question, right? Is x greater than y? We don't know very much about the types of numbers. All we know is that they need to be greater than 1. So this is x, could be a fraction greater than 1, it could be an integer greater than 1, etc. Okay, so now we're going to move on to analyzing statement 1, right? Statement 1 says that the square root of x is greater than y. Okay, so one of the things that we could do is, we could try to like square these and solve for x and solve for y, or solve for x in terms of y. But the other thing that we could do is that we could figure out, okay, well, what relationship does the square root of x have with x, right? So x is greater than 1, square root of x also has to be greater than 1. And so the square root of x is going to be less than x, right? Any number that is bigger than 1, its square is going to be bigger than the original number. And the square root is going to be less than the original number. So what this could do is, what we could do here is we could determine that x is greater than the square root of x, which is greater than y. Therefore, x is greater than y. So this is always going to give us a yes answer. When we always get the same yes-no answer, then this is sufficient. So we're going to write check. D and A are our two remaining possible answer choices. Now we go to statement 2. Right? Statement 2 says square root of y is less than x. So we could determine the relationship between square root of y and y, right? Square root of y is going to be less than y. So now we have a problem, because now we don't know both, square root of y is less than x and it's also less than y. But we don't know if x is less than or greater than y. I'll explain this with some number examples, right? So we have the square root of y, and x, right? So you could have, let's say y is 9, square root of y is 3, and x is 10, right? In this case, x is greater than the square root of y, and it's also greater than y. So this is going to give us a yes, right? However, if we use 3 and 9, and then we get 5, right? X is bigger than the square root of y, which is what the statement says, but it is not bigger than y itself, right? 9 is greater than 5, so this gives us a no answer. We get a yes and a no, that means this is not sufficient. So our answer is going to be A, statement 1 alone is sufficient.